And so I want to share this with you. But you probably can't see what I'm showing you here. Let me zoom in. Can anyone see that? And if you can see this right here, this is downtown DC between the Capitol and the White House. What this is this is proof that Johns Hopkins has more or less left Baltimore. They won't tell you this on the news. They will tell you that we're still in Baltimore. We're always forever committed to Baltimore and the residents and the people of Baltimore. That's what they will tell you in the news. But what I'm here to tell you right here, these people probably spent $1 billion buying and renovating this building. With the help of Bloomberg, as you can see here, John Hopkins has placed many of his most profitable schools on his campus here in Washington, D.C. You can see this here. If I can zoom in closer, I can tell you the schools. The School of Advanced International Studies, that's at the top here. The School of Government, the Carey Business School, the Krieger School of Arts and Sciences, Applied Physics Lab, the Bloomberg School of Public Health, some gallery and library, the Sheridan Libraries, the School of Medicine, the School of Education, the School of Nursing, the Peabody Institute, and their engineering school. This is Washington, D.C. This is downtown. These people have moved between the White House and the Capitol. Now, that's very interesting. It's very, very interesting. You know why? Let me show you this. So back during COVID, I remember that Johns Hopkins had a big deal with the government. They kept up with all the COVID statistics. I think they were the official arbiter of the COVID statistics. And so you see Trump picks Johns Hopkins surgeon, blah, blah, blah. Well, this guy argued against the lockdown. Ex-employees sued Johns Hopkins over COVID vaccine requirement. APL modeling tool confirms critical role of testing in pandemic response. This is Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory. And that came out of DC, I would imagine. Yep, there's Applied Physics Laboratory right there. You see that? Applied Physics Laboratory. And what do we see here? Johns Hopkins Applied Physics Laboratory modeling tool affirms critical role of testing in the pandemic response. Now, remember again, I just told you this is about $1 billion building they spent here. Bloomberg was a big supporter of the school and more than likely COVID and all the COVID requirements. And you see here, Applied Physics Laboratory. And again, this sits directly in between the Capitol and the White House, right in the seats of power here. And that is Johns Hopkins officially have moved out of Baltimore for all intents and purposes. Now, what's left in Baltimore, you might ask yourself? It's more or less the government-run hospitals and things like that, where they get a lot of government funding. But by and large, and when you ride in front of the school, it looks like a hotel. And the people coming out of there look very international. And I'm not saying that they look, that they're any particular race, but you can tell that they are international. You see people getting out of Ubers with suitcases. It looks like they're coming up to a hotel. So very, very nice building.